Yeah.
I've heard a lot of rumors of saying, people say that Diddy's a gangster. Is Diddy a gangster being around him?
He's not a pushover. He a tough cake toucher, bro. I'll tell you that much, bro. Like,
tough cake toucher.
for sure, bro. Like,
you had said you had seen a scene where he came up to a young dude and choked him and said, you either want to get with God or
grabbed the man by his throat.
Yeah.
He was like, you want to walk with God or you want to be a rock?
That's some gangster shit to say.
And I'm looking like,
that's
damn.
some Frank Lucas shit.
So I'm like, damn, why you? I'm like, you gonna let him grab you like that? Because bro, he real touchy feely, so that's how he discern if he gonna try to. If you let him touch you a little too much,
he knows.
Yeah, he gon' he might grab your jaw, so you gotta be on point.
So he's been charged with.
Right.
Do you get that from him being around him? Like somebody. Is that?
Yeah, for sure.
For sure.
Just today, CBS, one of the news stations released another lawsuit of a 13-year-old boy, where him, well, maybe it was a girl. So it's someone 13 years old at a VMA party, after party, that him and another celebrity assaulted. Whatever the word they want to use. When that story came out, or when the first story of that came out, they said, ain't no way that this man here will be with underage people, boy or girl. But it's like almost too many cases. What are your thoughts when you hear underage in Diddy in the same sentence of any type of sexual contact?
People said the same thing about R. Kelly. They said that there's no way it turned out to be true. What I've learned is, like the most, I've been to Billionaires Row. Like the most wealthiest guys I ever met have strange quirks, I would say. Like some of the richest dudes I know, they like being tied up and things along those lines. And there are 150,000 unaccounted for children that cross the border every year that are unaccounted for. There is a certain level of darkness that comes with levels of high wealth, because Rook just asked me right now that I think that he somebody. These are people who are not used to being told no. And I know a gentleman who has a yacht, right? The yacht probably costs like $200 million. And there's an entire staff that stays on this yacht. They stay for 6 months. The other staff come for the next 6 months. So if you got enough money, you can buy a person. You can buy their time. So that's the level of what's going on.
Now, there's been a lot of alleged saying that him with different celebrities in videos exist, both male and female. Do you know that to be true?
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, I seen some stills of some tapes being shot.
Now we live in the world of the deep fake and AI. Is it possible that could be created or crafted?
Good day on this OB Media. Big Homie goes crazy and he goes off Diddy. He said that the lawsuit that came out that Diddy sexually assaulted a 13-year-old girl at a VMA party, him and the next celebrity. It is all type of crazy shit, man. And I believe that he could have did that shit because this ninja was a monster. He was using his power so that he could take advantage of people. And a lot of these celebrities are involved in all of the freak off, the sex tapes, everything that is going on. But Diddy had to be the fall guy. He had to be the one to go down for all of this shit because a lot of people would have lost their job, lost their company. This is just some crazy shit, man. But it is what it is, man. You need to watch a full video. Let's get it.
And sold.
So it's kind of hard to fake CCTV footage simply because it's time stamped and the pixels in that camera, any AI footage, the pixels is way higher than a normal camera.
For sure.
So, you got to take that into consideration.
I think I'm gonna Google everyone who has a $200 million yacht. And we're gonna line this. We're gonna get close.
It's hundreds of guys who got.
Okay.
Bro,
Yeah. Okay.
Rook, didn't you say you wanted a yacht?
Yeah.
200 million. 200 million.
I'm scared to get money now. Bro,
it's getting scary.
It's not the money that changes people, because if you a man who get money, you know that this money is a tool.
Right.
It's not your identity. And like, I'm sure there are things that you wouldn't do for money.
Right.
So it's not the money that changes people.
Rook always told me money only amplifies who you really are.
Yeah, you don't really know who you are until you get some money.
Right.
Yeah.
For sure.
Let you have anything in the world that you want. I'm gonna throw you what. Speaking of, we're gonna jump around this interview a lot, so we're gonna come back to things, but let's just stay with R. Kelly. You came up in Chicago.
Yes, sir.
You actually went to school with the victim that was on that tape?
Yeah, at Providence St. Mel.
Oh man.
Yeah.
So, for what you know, because back in 2003, I think his case, he got acquitted in 2008, is because there was no victim.
Right.
From your knowledge of what you feel, why was the victim not coming forward in that scenario?
Money.
No, so we're talking about the 13-year-old girl on the camera.
14, man. Come on, man. Come on, don't do it. Don't do him like that.
That's 13-year-old.
People gotta understand something. I grew up around this guy.
Yeah.
My uncle is his personal pastor.
Oh, shit.
So I used to go to a church called Carter Temple on 79th and Wabash. That was R. Kelly's church. He's been in my uncle's house. My uncle have taken me to where he was at to try to get him to hire me. And my first experience with him, I said I was good. I don't even want to get involved with this. The man told me, now mind you, he stripped naked in front of all of us in the locker room, which is not too crazy in a locker room, but, everybody else got clothes on. He strips naked, and he tells us that he's getting ready to get married to music. He got a 7-foot-tall gold harp made. He got married to that harp in a mansion in Indianapolis. The man shooting from half court. Like, he got a whole team of dudes who they just get the ball and pass it to him so he can shoot from half court.
Oh, okay. That's amazing.
And one of them little females was there with him that was on the TV saying, yeah, she was there. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I seen her there.
Wow.
Before we hold on. I want to, because before we get out too far into this, you played football, correct?
Yes.
You suffered some head injuries, maybe?
Yeah, I had a few concussions, for sure.
Okay. But you are of sane, sound in mind, right?
Yeah, because I quit.
Right.
Yeah,
I'm asking you this because a lot of people believe that we draw certain individuals in and there's no validity to what they're saying. And we just grab random people and for a viral moment.
Right.
But I just want everybody to know you're of sound mind.
Absolutely.
Because,
They know him.
Yeah. Like I'm not under the act that some people are under.
Right.
You can visit my YouTube channel, Big Homie Vlogs, and I got several receipts on that on my YouTube. You can see my client list. You see the first check I ever got paid was $420,000 for doing this job. So
very
like,
transparent.
if you see me right here, you getting fat. Like I'm not about to embellish or invent details. Everything that I'm going to say can be fact checked. And yeah, so
speaking of facts, R. Kelly loved going to McDonald's.
For sure.
Do you feel just knowing the man that was more so because he had mentioned that his mama used to always take him, that was just more so the urge of McDonald's, Or do you feel that was of a predatory nature? Just your feeling on it.
That was just McDonald's.
Okay,
Because
McDonald's.
he like eating fried chicken with greens, and he like eating cookies and shit like that. Like,
I say McDonald's ain't got no damn fried chicken or greens, but he must love whatever McDonald's. I know Chicago has a rock and roll McDonald's, I believe, a very big one. That's like the main.
and you know, we love our mamas, bro.
Come on,
You feel me? So like, if you get a memory of your mama going to get the double cheeseburger, you're going to get a double cheeseburger.
So, what are your thoughts? And again, we're moving all over the place, but with R. Kelly, for you to see what happened with Aaliyah, and even for Dame Dash to come out saying that even he's questioning like Aaliyah's death, and he's talking about the Jay-Z and R. Kelly's relationship, and you know his relationship with R. Kelly as well. This was going on back in the 90s. Like, what do you feel has changed for us to care now when it was right in our face in the 90s?
Well, media is powerful. And if you look up the deaths of most billionaires or people as important, they died in a plane crash. Look at Evgeny Prigozhin. Prigozhin was the leader of the Wagner Group, the largest militia in the world powered by Russia. When he died, his plane went down randomly after he challenged Putin. Look at Kobe's death. As soon as he had the lawsuit with the energy company, his helicopter goes down. Look at all the crypto billionaires who died last year, all plane crashes.
Yeah, there was a Nigerian from Lagos that died going to the Super Bowl, I believe, and he was about to make a major purchase in Nigeria, you know, that could have made him a quick billionaire. He was already a multi-millionaire and just gone. I'm like, whole family.
Yeah, because you got to understand something. Like, if one person is becoming a billionaire, someone else is going to zero. That's just the way of business. It's how the world works. So, you know.
So there's not enough money for everybody.
The thing is, there is enough opportunity for everybody, but smart businessmen corner the market.
Sure.
So someone is going to get left out in the cold. That's just the way of economics.
Now, Diddy was, he had sued the liquor company. I forget the name. It was a hard name for me to pronounce, but he pretty much won the lawsuit. But, you know, it was explained that in these lawsuits there's a morality clause. Do you think that his battle against this liquor company could have been what set this off actually, or was this only inevitable?
Well, you got to look at it. We all thought he owned Ciroc.
For sure.
He felt like eventually he would be able to get some ownership stake. He didn't. And these issues really started for him once he went after them. Because shortly thereafter, he sold Revolt TV. And anybody who follows him, Revolt TV was his baby. He worked hard on that.
Facts.
So once that was sold, I knew the end was near at that point. Because, you know, just like Gucci Mane, when he went to jail, he passed his artist contracts off to people who can hold them and fulfill the details while he was gone. That's what they do. They pass it off to people who can put it in a shell corporation. Because you can have a corporation that have a anonymous owner. So once I seen Revolt get sold, I knew the end. I knew there was going to be a tumultuous path for him for sure.
Did you feel like it was Diddy's, or do you feel like he was careless towards leading up to this? Like, just, I know you had mentioned him, just the way he's moving. You know, he's even him coming to New York, lollipops. Do you feel like he was moving like very careless, and where like that's why you don't have a bond? That's why, you know, you weren't strategic enough in this whole thing.
Absolutely, because the agreement was that as long as his private jet wasn't in the same state as him, he would be able to stay on the street. The moment that jet came in New York, he got arrested. And then you got to think about it, like, they got him on audio calling witnesses, trying to get them to change the story. That's extremely careless.
Yes.
It's almost as if he was used to having someone protecting him.
They say he's snitching on Jay-Z. Is that a real thing?
You don't want to say Jay-Z on here, bro. Out of respect to y'all, you don't want to say his name on
Okay,
here.
so that's good.
For sure.
All right, so we're gonna they say they're snitching. Diddy's snitching. Is that a real thing?
Have we ever really seen an indictment where the details were sealed? We only really seen that with Epstein. And the only chance he has to not get a life sentence is to cooperate.
Right.
Wait, and you mentioned that Diddy may not make it out alive.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. See, when you say something like definitely, I got to get your take on it because we seen what happened with Epstein and we seen the, like you said, a sealed indictment. Don't know what's in it.
Right.
We hear stories of stars paying off lawsuits and keeping their name out of the news. Like, you feel like there's something that's bigger than even Diddy that is at stake of failing.
Yeah, definitely. So if anybody pays attention to the political climate in our country right now, the FBI is at risk of getting disbanded.
For sure.
We're coming up on a new election. Now, the week that he was indicted, the head of Sony Music, Randy Goodman, stepped down.
Yeah.
CEO of Warner, Kaz Kobayashi, stepped down. CEO of 300 Entertainment, Kevin Lyle, stepped down. And the CEO of Nike, John Donahue, all stepped down one in the same week. Then we see the mayor of New York, his name Eric, get indicted. And then now we see the guy Reeves from Abercrombie get indicted for sex trafficking. So the sex trafficking investigators, the group of guys who do that, is a small group, probably about 50, 60 people. So the same people who investigated him also were investigating him and these other people. So you got to always watch the trickle effect when it comes down to it. So for sure.
Now, we were talking about him contacting witnesses and how careless that was. Do you think it's because of this drug addiction that he has?
That's a great question. So I'll say this. Any man who I know who did ecstasy for more than 4 years straight, they all have a trans girlfriend right now.
Y'all got what?
Any man who done that I knew personally who did ecstasy more than 4 years straight have a trans girlfriend right now. And you know, you live in a false sense of reality when you always high. When he got arrested with a drug called Tunchi, which is a mixture of ecstasy and cocaine.
Yes.
Now, you know, cocaine can cause impotence. Mm-hmm. Ecstasy counteracts that. So you're taking a combination of drugs and you got arrested with it while you under indictment.
You can't make it up.
Can't make this up.
Look, man, this interview was interesting, man. Big homie goes in on Diddy. He said that when Diddy go against that liquor company, that is where everything come crashing down. Then the Cassie video came out, then Diddy house got raided. Man, shit was just getting crazy and wild at the moment, man. Because Diddy was saying that he did not do nothing wrong, and he's a saint. So Diddy was always acting like he was a good person. But this man was a demon all along, behind closed doors. Sheep in wolf clothing. So all of the shit that Diddy is being charged for, the RICO, all of those shit that has been dismissed, all of his friends said that they don't associate with Sean Combs. A lot of people are saying that Jay-Z is snitching, someone is gonna talk, Diddy's gonna expose the whole industry. Man, Diddy can't talk about this shit. He don't want to get killed like Epstein in his jail cell. Certain type of shit you can't talk about. It is just some crazy business, man. Because this type of shit can tear your empire down. You can lose everything by this shit. So understand why they have to play it safe. So I understand Jay-Z is saying that he and Sean Combs are not friends. A lot of people did not go to court to support Sean Combs, and Diddy was trying to give all of his artists back their publishing. Talking about a real sucker. You rob all of your artists and they got a vendetta against you. And if he give you back your publishing, you have to sign the NDA. You can't talk about him and his family. So everyone know that Diddy been doing dirty work for a long time. Even his bodyguards know what was going on. But just because Diddy was giving them hush money, they was not saying shit. So talking about cruelty, I can't see Diddy beating the shit out of Cassie and just watch that shit. I would have whooped Diddy ass. I would have whooped him so bad. Even though I know that Diddy is so powerful, he can get you killed. But he's just an asshole that lied to put hands on females. And he was really doing some real cuckold activities, man, and voyeurism. He was getting guys with BBC to bang his chick while he be in the corner masturbating and directing that shit. Get it, king, do it to her. That is just wild to me, man. So something was definitely wrong with Diddy. He was hooked on drugs, kidnapping people, blowing up cars allegedly. Kid Cudi said that Diddy did something to his dog. What Diddy did to that poor dog? He been traumatized ever since. Man, Diddy was a real terrorist. He was doing police chase, all type of car chasing, all type of crazy shit that we see in movies. Because Diddy was gonna threaten someone that he's gonna kill them. And Little Rod said that sometime he wake up, girls are in the bed, next time he wake, Diddy's in the bed and he's smiling with you, and he was giving Little Rod girls to have sex with. So Little Rod wanted the lifestyle. So I don't really care what you want to say about Diddy sexually assaulting. You need to take that like a man, like you was giving him consent when you was giving him that shit. You're some gay ass ninjas. But it is what it is, man. It's OB Media. Have a blessed day.
Diddy is not a freak, okay? The people who worked with Diddy were not freaks. They were not having a freak off. These people were monsters, vile predators doing something that should be unspeakable, unthinkable. You don't get charges for racketeering, assault, trafficking, just because you're a little freaky, just because you like to do adult things in an adult way. You get those charges because you're doing something heinous. In his 14-page indictment, people are caught up on how much baby oil was confiscated from his property. What people aren't talking about was the amount of IV drips that were confiscated from the property, because he was assaulting these people, these women, to the point of dehydration. He was drugging and assaulting them to the point of medical dehydration. That's not freaky. That's evil. That is violent. That is so degrading and debasing to other human beings. And it wasn't just him. He couldn't pull this off by himself. Do you know how many people had to be in on this for it to go on for as long as it has? Do you get that? Do we understand that? We talk about it all the time when these powerful men come down, their enterprises come down, that it's something they can't do alone. They're not doing this by themselves. Hear the jokes and the memes now, talking about the baby oil, ha ha ha, no Diddy, none of that. Put a pin in it. Because what happened here is disgusting, it is vile, it is violent, and we need to start treating these actions and these men as such, instead of always trying to make them into a...
Not to sound all woo-woo, but some people are vampiric in spirit. When I say people are vampiric in spirit, I mean that the only way that they get energy is through leeching off of other people who have it. Right? Some of us can generate like the energy we need from within. We're motivated to get the things we want from within. Some people are only motivated by what they can take from other people. Diddy is a vampire. You need to be mindful when there are vampires around you. No shade. Diddy looked at every single person in his circle who had talent, who had success, who were likable, and he wanted exactly what they had. There is no universe where Diddy needed to be an artist, where Diddy needed to release music, where Diddy had covers that Biggie was going to be on pulled just so he can be on those covers. There's no reason why he was making the type of plays that would put him above the artists that he was so-called putting on. I'm saying some people are vampires, and you need to be careful. I've encountered being around these type of people. It's very draining. Those are going to be the warning signs. Every time you leave them or you're around them, you feel drained. You feel like something feels off, you feel like you're being taken advantage of, don't ignore those signs. Biggie did not want to go to LA. He wanted to go to the UK to promote his album, and Diddy made him stay there. He should have never went against that intuition. If you are fighting your intuition to be around certain people, you're likely around a vampire and you need to get the fuck up out of Dodge. That's it. Like, we talk about stuff like monitoring spirits, but we gotta talk about the vampiric ones too.